my camera zoom out again? I think my camera zoomed out because I don't think this should be visible. Also, what's up, Species? Test, mic test, mic test, mic test. That should be okay. See my Battle of BC pass. Yeah, that should work. I can definitely hear it. It looks like it should have been audible by stream too. Yeah, they updated their thing to fix a lot of stuff that was broken. You know what else is kind of broken? What is this? Why is this like this? Okay, hold on. I'm gonna restart Slippi Launcher. Okay, we have 12 players in gold today. Our top 4 seeds, just trying to get everything else ready. Top 4 seeds are Species, Sergeant, Tree, and Cake Stand Jesus. Then in round 1 we have Curved Fat versus Rabby. Just bring this up. Shazel versus Julian, Acebox versus Spike, and C9 Golem Blue versus Azure Skies. So we've got at least 3 puffs. I believe we have a Luigi, I think. A Fox, 2 Falcos, a Marth, a Peach, another Falco, and another Marth. I think is all the players we have. Okay, well, let's go into Azure Sky's game since they're broadcasting. This should work. Yep, looks good. Looks good. Your tag is now Shay the protagonist. Okay, I think these two are already in game. This is C9 Golden Blue versus Azure Skies. C9 Gold Blue apparently has the team prefix RYL. Don't know what that means. But C9 Golden Blue right now up a stock. I think, did C9 Golden Blue used to play a different character other than Fox? I thought they played something else and switched to Fox. And Azure Skies is playing Black Marth. Good catch on that air dodge back to stage. Should have played today. This tournament's every week, Joey. Always got the chance to come back next week. And yeah, LOM tomorrow. I think LOM tomorrow is the main and amateur bracket formats where you choose which level you are when you sign up, which is different than the way this tournament works or the way LOM's other format. I'm surprised that up tilt didn't hit the roll. Oh, I like Golem going out there for the shine. After Golem went out there for the shine and it didn't hit, I think just upping back to stage would have been better than that air dodge. Because that air dodge is not going to get high enough that you can actually grab ledge. Because not many characters, you have to be like really floaty to be able to grab ledge after air dodging up like that. Like maybe Puff could do it, but most characters will not be able to. If you can't get on stage with the air dodge, then being even height in an air dodge, you'll still die. Yeah, like Puff and Luigi, 2 extremely floaty characters. Alright, counter pick from Azure Skies. Let's see how they do on the chain grab. Don't get it right there. Oh, that should have been a grab. The get up attack whiffed. Azure Skies should have been able to space that grab. They're trying to do some dash dance grabbing, Azure Skies is, which would be good to practice, like a dash back, dash away, dash back in grab. Like being able to time that better for when your opponent approaches. With a character with as good of a dash as Marth, that can be really big. I like the angle from Golem Blue, but then just missing a ledge dash. So sad. I didn't see if that grab was jump canceled. Oh, that shine's just gonna kill. 19% after the shine. Just the up tilts. Almost just able to keep pressure on Azure Skies and not let them get any kind of real setup to kill. What do you do there for the combo? Or for the, like, I feel like you should be able to hit something better than that off the Marth up there at that percent. I don't know if it's just like jump nair. Send off stage, set up an edge guard. Gotta be careful with that double jump, Azure Skies. That early double jump back to stage there is what, like, Fox is really good at shining. Because if you lose that double jump, and you get shined, you have zero chance to make it back with Marth. Or with, honestly, most characters. Where's the weed? Not here. Is that a weak hit back air? That's at nowhere. Peep the 5-0. Oh, is that you, Tree? If that is you, I did see that you got a 5-0.
I'm always high calls I play Puff.
Get down here. Get down on the ground and fight with the rest of us. I didn't see who you actually played, Tree. I don't know if you played any of the higher up suits. Alright, Azure Sky brings it back to last stock, but like Fox up smash or F smash could just be the end of this. Nice reset. I don't know about that dash attack. Gotta tech that. Okay. Golem was late on the up smash. Did that shield poke, or was that might have been I think that was a shield drop getting hit by that up tilt, but 2-0 for Golem Blue. Let's see if anyone else is broadcasting. Julian's broadcasting. We can jump over to Julian. Yeah, you have to play Golem Blue now. Let's jump into Game 2, Julian versus Shazel. Alright, so yeah, Julian lost Game 1. Don't know where Game 1 was on. Game 1 was on FOD. Well, Cake Stand, right now you're more likely to play the Sheik. But we'll see if Julian can bring us back. That was sneaky, but Julian just doesn't get that setup. They just drifted too far right. That wasn't true. It didn't look like it would have been true, but like, it just missed anyway. Like, it looked like it could have hit. It didn't look like Shay jumped out of it immediately, but it was just not on target anyway. Yeah, Luigi, Rabbi, Curve, Mira, Olo. I mean, some of those players are in gold bracket this week. But we'll see how you do against Golem. Yeah, Sheik's jump is really good. Sheik's crouch is... I hate how good Sheik's crouch is. Like how low she goes. Like she has comparable height to both Puff and Game & Watch while she's crouching, which is really sad. I play Game & Watch, so I don't have that much of a problem with crouching Puff, but you know, I also can crouch Marth grabs. I would much rather play a Puff than a Sheik every day of the week. Julian did lose their lead, but can still bring this back. I heard a rest. That must have been a low percent rest. Okay, I was typing in the other channel. Alright, well, we've got a set here. 1-1. Shazel's counterpick now. Can't go back to FOD. I mean, where do you want to go in this matchup? Probably a low stage height or low roof height. Maybe Pokemon. Pokemon I think would be fine. I mean, Yoshi's is going to be banned. Like, most likely as Puff here you ban Yoshi's, right? No, apparently you don't. That was not... That looked like Julian tried to react to it and was too slow. Like, they weren't sure if they had hit it, noticed they had hit it, and then went for it. Yoshi's, I feel like she can kill Puff off the top with like an up smash or an up air pretty well here. But yeah, the platforms are definitely make this a little better for Puff. I would have gone Pokemon if I were the Sheik. But I don't know what was banned either. That, Julian, you should have just grabbed ledge there. That's 100% a situation where you are get near ledge, you see your opponent messed up, grab ledge. Shay just jumps up and doesn't swing right there. Grabbing ledge is easily the #1 takeaway I have for every player who plays in an amateur bracket. They almost never grab ledge enough and just let people come back. I looked away, didn't see that. I think it was just a forward air kill. Other parts of round 1, we have Rabby 2-1 over Curved Fat, now playing Species. Ace and Spike Box. Ace Box and Spike are still playing forward air. Doesn't kill at 87% there. Oh, the roll up there. I don't know if you needed to roll up to dodge that one. Because if you don't roll up, you can punish it a lot easier. The thing I dislike most about 12-player brackets is you have to wait for winners round 2 before you can even start winners round 1. Or losers round 1, sorry. Never instant nair is really, really fast for Sheik. Off the top of a 100% kill right there. charge up your needles, grab. Not sure what the punish is. Alright, punish. Because with Cheek, you don't really have, like, any kind of big combos right there or anything. How did that not hit Cheek? I feel like that would have hit most characters. That is killing Shay 2-1 over Julian. Acebox 2-0 over Spike. Also happened in Winners Round 1. Let's see who else we can jump to. And so the other thing I said, these matches have to finish because these players are waiting for them. I always hate that. Oh, I have a lot more broadcasts now. Can we get Species versus Rabby? Do we have either of those? We do. Let's see it. Puff Peach. Shazel, we saw games 2 and 3. We did not see game 1. Let me see if I need to... I'm going to tag Surgeon. Alright, so winners round 2, we have C9 Golem Blue is currently up 1-0 on Tree. Acebox and Surgeon play, they haven't started. Cakestand Jesus and Shazel play. I heard a rest. And right now, Species versus Rabby is on game 1. Species is up by just a little bit here. Starting on Pokemon, I feel like this is one of the better stages for Peach, maybe. You don't really kill off the top. This stage is really good if you can kill off the top. Dot Eyes. Stitch, regrab it. Nice regrabs, Rabby. Oh, it's gone though. Is that killing? Not yet. Peach is heavy enough. I feel like Puff up air actually outranges Peach down air right there. Forward air is not fast enough to beat out Puff back air. Nice. Rabby did a lot of work to live that long, but unfortunately did not actually get any damage off it. Puff's options honestly seem to, like, forward and back air both should just be beating Peach forward air. Like, range-wise and speed-wise, I feel like they're just better. I didn't grab from Species. No, there's no way Puff can get any follow-up on a grab there, but that up air off the top is going to kill. Alright, 1-0 for Species. Hold on, I want to try to find the other bracket. What is the other bracket? Is it a round robin this week? I think it is. Alright, counterpick FD. Let's see if Rabby's able to do anything here. Oh no, it isn't a round robin. It's just silver. It's Olo, Fluff, Cookie Thief, Mirandabs, and Kazu. It's definitely one of the very slow matchups. It's unfortunate for Rabby that they were only able to get one hit with the Stitch in game 1. Because that's the kind of thing, as Peach, you kind of need. Sort of. Oh. I feel like that should not have killed at all. Like, just DI up, and Puff should live that. Because that seems really strange that that killed. I would have thought it would have needed to be like a... maybe a charge down smash kills or a charge up smash. I don't... that just seemed weird to me. I thought that might have been another rest attempt right there. The Species was following them along really well. No float. Oh, Rabby just up B's too low. But 3 stocks to 1 comeback they still have to do. Not much percent on Puff at this point. Sent Peach nowhere. God, that forward B has so much more range. And it looks like it should anyway. That second turnip grab there was definitely not the time. Nice turnip grab from Species. Instant float up air. Is that a dot eyes? It is. Dot eyes does do... oh, doesn't re-grab it. Just misses it. Did they press... hold on. Did they press Z to grab it? They might have been trying to jump grab, because I think you have to press A to grab it on the ground. If they meant to jump grab, then Z would have been the right move. Maybe they just... actually, no, maybe they jump canceled grab. Thinking about it. Oh, yeah, just... looks like they crouched under it, then tried to shield. All you needed to do is crouch under it at that point. As long as you don't jump into it. Nice arms attack. Up tilt is going to kill, though, and that's going to be a 2-0 for Species, moving on to winter semis. Let's try to jump in quick. I think we can. I think we can jump in on game 3 between Tree and C9 Golem Blue. I'm trying to see as many different players as I can here before we get to winter semis. Yeah, Species moving on. Rabby is going to drop down and fight Azure Skies. Azure Skies now has to play a Peach in Marth Peach. So this is currently 1-1. C9 Golem Blue won game 1 on Yoshi's. Tree won game 2 on Pokemon. Go to the finals. Go win your bracket, Bluigi. Oh, last stock game 3. Baked as F versus C9 Golem Blue. Doesn't get the Falco down air right there. Who's the Falco? Falco is Tree. It's the up tilt. No jump here. And C9 Golem Blue moving on to winter semifinals. Can we see Keg Stand versus Shazel? Acebox is currently 1-0 up on Sergeant. Don't see a broadcast on my list for Acebox or Sergeant, so we're going to go to Keg Stands. Who just died? Sheik just died? So that's game 1 to Keg Stand? Oh, I think at that end of the last game that we saw, the last stock. Oh, Shazel I think is DQing. Yeah, here, I'm gonna DQ Shazel and then we can start winner semis, cake stand versus species. For DQ from Shazel. Yeah, species. Your set versus cake stand should be unblocked. You should be able to check in. Let me bring up a broadcast. Let me know when you guys are in hand warmers. Whenever. Okay, yeah, we're good to start. Let me turn the music down a little. Kickstand, species, we are good to start your set. So this is winner semifinal, still best of 3. Species, who's coming off a win off Rabby, and Kegstand, who is coming off a DQ of Shazel. I think they were up game 1, but Shazel's having hand pain, which is understandable. They said they had 4 hours of Mewtwo King coaching earlier today. Let me pause music. Oh, that was... Species either had to like air dodge or something to get back right there. I think Kegstand was betting on an air dodge, so they tried to just do a get up, but got up into the pound. Nice wave shine pressure from Kegstand. Was Kegstand the one who won last week? Let me double check. I thought Kegstand won had a win very, very recently. Yes, Kegstand had their first SSL win last week. And I think that was a up tilt off the top. I'll try with that. That's pretty hard to do. When Puff is doing that, you have to either they can react to it, but it can be pretty tight between. They're actually just living off that. But like here, Puff has to either react to you rolling, get up attacking, like you teching in place or tech rolling. You never want to tech roll towards the close ledge, because that'll just put you on the spot and give them extra time to catch you and rest you. Or you can strategically try to miss tech and then either roll get up, regular get up, or get up attack. But then that gives Puff just a chance to, on reaction, rest you before you do your option. Specifically, this is a big deal with like spacies and fast fallers. If Puff can just hit you with an up air and make you land on platform, because most other characters you'll go high enough that you can like jump out and Puff can't chase you. But that platform rest, read, or reaction can be really big for Puff. Yeah, that is a pretty straightforward one for Puff to get on Falco. I'm surprised that roll to ledge wasn't just up tilt again, or like you can even up smash, turn around, F smash, down smash. A lot of stuff you can do there. If your opponent's like already at the ledge or the edge and rolling back in, right there, I don't think even if you match out an up B with Fox, you probably could have done this in that spot. If you actually get the angle back up like this way towards ledge, you can actually reverse grab ledge with Fox and Falco there. Don't think Falco's up B would have been far enough though, because Falco's up B is fairly short. So in that situation, if you're the spacey, you don't have to completely give up. You can still try to fight back and grab ledge. Yeah, Falco I don't think would have had the distance. At least not at that percent. It was going to be too much hit stun. All right, counterpick of FD. Oh, one thing I saw in the Discord chat before that I don't think I actually said. The end of Tree versus C9 Gold and Blue that we only saw last stock, and we saw the Falco look like they should have been able to down air Fox's up B recovery. Apparently it was a forward air that came out. Unfortunate for Cake Stand. Alright, Julian is gonna DQ out. Julian is fighting the loser, or would have been fighting the loser of Surgeon Ace Box. Roll in gets, I think that was a down tilt. Puff down tilt always confuses me. Down tilt from Falco kills though. What was that? I don't know about that. Are they trying to mix it up? Alright, and I need to DQ someone in loser's bracket. Cakestand's getting the DI on these, which I know they've had troubles with in the past. If you, because as Spacey, you know, you don't get that DI, you die. Cakestand's definitely got better at it. Side Bs though, I don't know if that side B was necessary. Could have just grabbed ledge or gone on stage with the jump. Alright, this is 2-0 for Species. Need to mix up what side you dare up tilt on? Okay, I wasn't sure about that. Like what specifically you were going for. I get that it was like a trying to like mix it up. Should have. It's a ginger thing? Okay. I definitely see why you can do it. Puff was at pretty low percent, so I don't know if there was just any guaranteed combos you could go for at that percent of like up tilt, jump, follow up something, but I think Puff's DI is still gonna get them far enough away that you can't really do that well. Alright, there's 2 DQs in losers bracket, which is unfortunate. Chazelle and Julian DQ'd. Rabbi versus Azure Skies in losers round 1 is currently 1-1. Can you bring this up? And Tree is currently up 1-0 on Curvefed. We are waiting for Surgeon here. Dare up tilt shine bear. Okay. Alright, well, Surgeon said in the Discord chat that they need to take a second. So we can take a look at how Silver's going. So Silver had 6 players this week. Bazul DQ'd. I think they timed out in winners and it's currently up 1-0 in losers. Fluff is up 2-1 right now on Cookie Thief. Mirandabs beat Kazu. Olu beat Kazu. Oh, all of this is best of 5. Nice. When there's this many players, all best of 5 can be pretty good for practice. Oh, we got Handwarmers here. Yeah, Olu beat Kazu. Cookie Thief beat Mirandabs. I think Mirandabs is new this week. Mirandabs and Kazu, I think, are both new this week. Or all the other players have entered at least once before. Yeah, Greninja is Species. Species is currently in winners finals on one side. Oh, we have Tree beat Curvefed 2-0 in losers round 1 and is moving on to fight Acebox. Acebox, if you're out there listening. Tree, I saw the last stock. Last stock of game 3 is the only one I saw. We did see the one where I think it was you did a forward air instead of down air and Fox made it back to stage. Practicing your train grabs, Chazelle? It's good to practice. I always forget to practice and then mess it up when I actually need it in bracket. I'm surprised that's not traded. Where are you going, gold and blue? What was that air dodge? Was that intentional? How did this happen? I mean, who would you have rather fought? Like, the other side isn't going to be much easier. Oh, just forward smash to the right from, who's that, Surgeon? Yeah. Gets the weak back air that time. I mean, it depends on what the chain grab, like, if you do have a good, like, ending conversion for the chain grab for Bungus. Because sometimes you definitely, like, some characters have a good chain grab and then you just have to, like, set up for an edge guard. You can't actually confirm a kill off it. Like, if I practice my chain grabs against Spaceys, it can, on FD specifically, go from... What was that? But it can go from 0 to 120%, and then I just need to do an up throw and get a nair off it. So you have to practice both. Oh, yeah. You have to practice both. You have to practice actually continuously getting the chain grab at, like, all the percents, low through high. But you also do have to practice the end, like, whatever your end is. Or if you have multiple endings you need to do. You're waiting for Grands and Silver Bracket? Did you beat Cookie Thief? You're gonna have to wait for 4 sets, Luigi. Quite a while. Alright, where is game 2 gonna be for C9 Golem Blue? Sometimes you get 0 misfires. Sometimes it happens. That's why I almost never actually go for
His palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy, there's vomit on his sweater already. Mom's spaghetti.
Yeah. We hear you going off, Rap God. But that's why I never try to actually do any setups for 9s, because, like, you almost never actually get them to the point where going for them can be actively bad. It's sick though, but the only time to go for them is if I'm either way ahead or way behind. If it's actually even, then going for it is just like a quick path to losing. Alright, counter pick of Yoshi's. I think they had a DC and needed to reconnect, which is why we saw that nice taunt cancel from Golem Blue. With Luigi misfires, at least there is actually reason to side B anyway. Like, side B can be good without misfiring, where hammer is just bad without hitting a 9. Like, a couple of the hammer numbers, you can actually get punished for hitting. Oh yeah, they just go for them, like, in neutral. Or, like, as like, middle of the combo, they'll just throw one out. But in some of those situations, even, it's not as unsafe as a hammer is. The hammer is just so bad. Did they disconnect? Winning doesn't instantly get you banned, Gerbungus, but winning definitely increases the chances that you'll end up getting banned for being too good. Not sure the last time we did that was, but we might have to look over them again. Ice Hammer into Nair? That's the thing, that doesn't actually even work. Like, that setup's not true in any way. Just really, really sad. If you hit an ice, your opponent can actually just get away from you, because it gives them their jump back. Like, the ice pops you up. When you get out of ice, you go higher, like you get a mini jump, and then you actually just have your jump back to further escape. Like, it's really sad how bad everything in the hammer is. Like, you'd think that some of them could actually be good. The only 2 that are good are 6, which has, like, a decent fire hitbox that, like, hits at, like, a sideways angle like that, and then 9. No, Gerbungus, even if you hit the one on the hammer, it only does damage to you. It deals 1 damage to your opponent, 0 knockback, and you take 12, whether you hit or miss. But like 2, 5, 4, and 3, will usually put you in more hit stun than your opponent. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. Are we gonna need to network test someone? Anyway, I can go on about it all day. Hammer is just like an objectively bad move if you do anything other than hit a 9 or a 6. I think Surgeon said they are restarting their modem if they can. Yeah, Gerbungus, there are, I think, some West Coast tournaments or West Coast eligible tournaments that are NA wide that are also on the Wednesday time slot. I'm not sure what else there is that's exclusively West Coast, because that's... I don't know about everyone else. I am right on the Pacific Ocean, like, in Canada, so I do not enter NA-wide tournaments because it always feels laggy if I have to play someone from, like, New York, either of the Virginias, Florida. Like, it's just laggy. Or yeah, even somewhere like Nova Scotia. Like that's why personally I prefer to enter exclusive West Coast tournaments because I'm way less likely to get a laggy match like that. That just feels bad. The only, like, I just don't... I'm trying to think of what other West Coast online brackets there are. Because there's, like, Border Weeklies, but that one's exclusive to Mexico and Southwest US. Highlight Reel, I guess, is West Coast wide. But then there's, like, what? Shallow End Amateur Tourney, Level 1 Melee Amateur Tourney, and SSL Amateur Tourney. Which is why I'm hosting one that's West Coast. Okay, we'll see. See if Surgeon's connection is fixed. Alright, so this is game 3 now. I think they gave Golden Blue that set because their internet was just screwing them over for that game. Ads? Frick, I forgot to manage that. Well, ads. Okay, well, right now Golden Blue's actually up the stock. Good read, though. Falcon covering all your tech options is always so scary. This is like, if they get a read, you're just hard dead with the knee. And if they get it wrong, you can't really punish it even. Another just read on tech in. Looks like it's what Sergeant was just going for there. Blue needs to start hitting something here to bring this back, because that weak back air. They might have had time if they had reacted earlier to just get a knee straight up, but the weak back air setup is pretty good. That was a strange angle to go for there. Ho, 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 ho. Should be. Oh! Up smash? What was up smash supposed to hit there? I think you can just either wait if they drop through platform with that dash up smash, and if they don't, jump back air. Like jump strong back air should have done it right there. Up smash in place covered like almost nothing. Alright, well that is 2-1. Acebox up 2-1 on Tree in losers round 2. They're moving on to fight Kegstand Jesus, and Rabby 2-0 over Spike. Which I think puts them to fight C9 Golem Blue. Alright, so we are on to winners finals, which is now best of 5. Need to unblock the match. Match should be unblocked. Should have species broadcast. Yes, I don't know if I want your hot takes, Tree. Luigi bottom tier confirmed. Where did that come from? Species, if you're out there, if you hear me, Species, I cannot see any hand warmer or anything. Oh, you're saying that's Tree's takes. I think these two might be in game. I'm trying to at them on Discord. I don't see any response or from Species in chat. Oh, wait, is it working now? I just closed and reopened the same broadcast. Alright, I think we're good here. Species is down 2 stocks. Oh, it's been a while since I've seen you, Total 90. Alright, is this going to be a 4 stock? Yes. Total 90, you should also play in the Sunday bracket that I run. It has a prize pool. This week's prize pool is at least $10. I may be able to get $15. Anyway, that was game 1. Total 90, I know what you're talking about. And if it's like bad lag, it's bad lag. Anyway. Oh, what was that rest, Species? What was that rest? And then just a missed up air. Or missed up air rest, rather. Double F smash? How do you... Oh, you gotta hit that, Species. Gotta hit that. And then, unfortunately, up air can't grab ledge. Another just weird rest from Species. That's just a bunch of knees in place. This game is just, like, I don't know what's going on. Both players seem like they're doing kind of weird things. Alright, that should not kill yet. Is that killing? That's barely killing. Barely, barely. Just getting hit by a get-up attack. Species, what is going on here? He gets the F smash. That should kill. Even if Falcon had to jump, like grabbing ledge, they can't. No matter what, they won't be able to get back from that distance. Up air chain. Tries to up tilt, but Puff's little leg is on the back. No jump? Oh, that should have been... You should have been able to cover that from the ground, I think. Alright, that is currently 2-0 for Surgent. Yeah, that uppy back to stage there, Falcon wasn't going to be able to make it to platform, so his options were either go to ledge or try to drift around you. And the landing leg is pretty slow. So I think just waiting on the ground might have been the best way to try to punish that. Alright, well, we're back to Dreamland, and right off the bat, Sergeant has a lead. Nair does send absolutely nowhere right there. Alright, they get the grab punish. Edge guard? I don't know how they managed to make it back that time. Like, this should be there. Finally, Species converts that. That 100% should have been cleaned up. Just checking the thing. Surgeon's Captain Falcon is really fast. What are you doing, Species? Trying to just dodge everything. These up tilts are not working. Alright, gets the rest finally. I think that might be like the first or second rest they've gotten in this set so far. Oh, that is it. That is it. 3-0 for Sergeant. Moving on to winner side of Grands. Alright, in losers, Rabby 2-0 over Golem Blue. So the only match right now is Cake Stand versus Ace Box. I don't know if we have a broadcast for that one. We do. Now, right now, it's everyone trying to chase down Sergeant. You're out of your Species? Alright. I think this is a Sergeant W this week. I mean, they're in winner side of Grand, so they already got the lead. Oh, it looks like game 1 just ended. Acebox up 1-0. I'm gonna reload the broadcast. Sergeant is very good. Wait, who did they... I think they reported the game wrong. This is supposed to be Tree's week. Well, I mean, one of these weeks can be Tree's week. Yeah, I guess I'm just gonna try loading up broadcast again. I don't think I have a working broadcast from either of these players right now. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Okay, this is game 2, right? Let me just double check. Yeah, game 2. Fix this other one. Okay, that is done. Alright, so now we only have one line of sets to go off. Winner of this plays Rabby, and then winner of that plays Sergeant. Came back with Fox against Acebox or against Cake Stand? Because Ace is usually pretty good against Spaceys, because they go after rest setups constantly. You have to know that if you're playing Ace, Ace always wants to go for a rest setup. So whatever you're doing, wherever you're going, Ace Box is going to go for a rest setup, and if you don't DI like that, I think they paused for a second for some reason there. Yeah. I think that was a pause. Okay. Alright, that is 2-0 for Ace Box. I don't think I'm on Ace Box's broadcast. There's so much chatting that I have no idea what's going on in the Discord. I've not been paying attention to any of it. What is everyone talking about in the Discord? Whatever. Alright, I think I have a new broadcast from someone. Advice for Fox versus Peach stage striking. I have not been keeping up with it. Alright, I have a broadcast from Rabby. I'm gonna load up that one. Okay, we're good on the broadcast. We saw this earlier. Game 2 was pretty tough for Rabby, but Game 1 was alright. Okay, I think... trying to tell Ace to do their Start GG tasks for the set. Alright, they're just only stage banning now. You know what? This is gonna take a while. I'm gonna make sure an ad doesn't come up during the game. Because these two are still banning stages. Oh wait, are we actually in game now? Okay. Well, we have Peach Puff here. Doesn't get that. That's what I mean with Ace will always go for the rest. If there's a situation there, like if you hit Ace right there and you like don't cross up or anything, Luigi, it happens. Okay. But if you hit Ace in a way where you land on top of them while they're like crouch canceling, they will just try to rest you. Now this can work for them if you do attack like that. If you're not spacing, if you are spacing, oh, Rabby just missed ledge. That's really sad. But if you are spacing it, you can just punish Ace for doing it. Alright, Peach Upper is gonna kill. Twitch does a lot of weird ad things. If I manually run an ad, I can stop it from automatically running ads. But the whole thing is just dumb. Peach Puff is going to be probably a pretty slow one. I don't think these players are trying to force fast play. Only I think really works for Puff here, because I don't think Peach can force fast play while still winning. All right, well, Rabby's actually got a lead right now. Falling through with the down air just to get out of that situation. Yeah, Rabby's trying to go in with these forward airs, but depending on where you're going for them, Puff's airspeed can be fast enough that they can just get in on you. The back air or forward air before your forward air comes out. Air dodge right into Acebox's waiting arms. How do you... like... Peach is trying to throw out moves, but it's just getting Nair cross-upped on. It's like there's barely enough time for Peach to even be doing anything there. Or enough space. Ooh, unfortunate Rabby threw out a jab there. And afford it. Like, can't you just... if you charge a down smash there, don't you just do way more damage? And like, if you send them Puff to the close side, if you go on the right side, wouldn't you, like, couldn't that possibly just kill? If anyone else had the aerial drift of Puff, it would be ridiculous. Alright, don't think there was much DI on that throw, but Rabby takes a stock with forward throw. That forward smash, or up smash only barely killed. Oh, that's what I mean. Ace is mashing rest there. Ace is mashing rest. So if you hit Ace without spacing it, they are mashing rest on you. I'm telling you that right now. Rabby, if you watch this back, anyone else watching who might be fighting Acebox sometime soon, that is a habit of Ace's. It is 100% a habit of Ace's. They will try to mash rest on you. Luigi tries to mash Nair on you. Acebox tries to mash rest. If you're playing Ace Box after, I mean, I don't know how much you can do it on Luigi, but 100% it is a thing you can watch for. Rolling bombs is, I don't know what a rest punish of Luigi of Link Puff would look like, to be honest. Like I don't think any Puffs have really entered the Sunday bracket, which is the only recent one that I would have seen Link at. There was one new Link player in level 1 Melee not that long ago. I don't know if they've entered any more since the one I saw them play in. I don't remember their tag. It was like 2 LOMs ago. I think 2 LOMs ago. They were in the like very amateur side. Might have been more than 2 LOMs ago actually. Might have been a while ago. Bombchu Link? I don't think it was Bombchu Link. Because I have seen Bombchu Link before. I don't think we've seen Rabby get much turnip luck yet. Also, I don't know if Bombchu Link still plays. I don't know. I'd have to... You'd have to just look through the players of the more recent LOMs. Like, look through the brackets and find where someone played Link. I just regular slow get up. There's unfortunately not much Peach can do from ledge at over 100%. Link's rest punish is hard. Yeah, like, unless Puff is at kill percent, I don't think there's anything you can really do to, like, set up a confirm or anything. Or set up, like, a high damage. Or set up to get build damage. You're up against Bazool. Bazool, I think, didn't have a great... ooh, that bomb pull did not do anything. I don't think Bazool had a great ladder performance today. Because I think they actually have... I know they've done well in gold. So, Bazool... Floof. This is just like Peach trying to find a stray hit. Finally gets one. Yeah. Gameplay versus Puff, like, neutral can be really weird sometimes. Like for mine, all I'm trying to do is like try to space around and then jump in with a forward air. Or go in and get a grab, because grab has easy confirms. That's like all I'm trying to do versus Puff. Rabby kind of sneaks by a little bit there, but an over 100% get up again is just so slow. But like, other than a get up attack, I don't know what Rabby could have even tried with. I don't even know what Peach's over 100% get up attack is. I assume it's really bad because I never see it. Yeah, Ace is just going for that Nair cross up because Rabby's not really been able to punish it at all. I thought that was going to be a grab from Rabby, but that ends up killing. Like right there, I think Ace might have wanted to rest. Interesting Toad turnaround. Was probably not... I mean, I can kind of see doing a Toad there for a stall, but the turnaround just made them unable to grab ledge, which is really unfortunate. Alright, well that is a 2-0 for Acebox. Which means it's going to be Acebox versus Sergeant in Grands. Acebox, are you confirming your match? I need to DQ out the next set. Quick report, species, DQ. Alright, I pinged Sergeant. So hopefully Sergeant is around. Silver Grands is still on game 1. I'm gonna refill my water quick while we're waiting. I'll be right back. Total 90 if you're out there listening. We need Sergeant. Oh, never mind. Sergeant just checked in. Okay, good. Alright, let them know we're good to go. So we saw Sergeant versus Species. We'll see how Sergeant does versus Acebox. The two players do play the same character, but different play styles. And we have this prog rock-ass song from Treasure Master going while we wait. Looks like we're starting on Battlefield. Oh, who is in losers? Acebox is in losers. We have did that. I've been having some problems with my score overlay thing. I disabled the stuff I had set up that would allow it to do automatic Twitch predictions, and it is working better. Because I think the Twitch WebSocket for predictions just was breaking constantly. Like, I don't know if it's... Ooh, what was that, Sergeant? Yeah, I don't know if it's like the library I was using or what, or if it's just Twitch WebSocket just doesn't work very well. Both of them whiffing smash attacks. Huff might have been able to get her back there or something there, but Acebox is on time for that rest. This should be, yeah. Falcon had died off the side, so they were definitely going to respawn in time to punish that. Oh, man. Sergeant not getting the knee timing right there. Just about to rip an F smash. That is another one of Acebox's stocks gone to the knee. Sergeant missed the tech, but did get it. Did do a get up attack quick enough. How did that beat Falcon side B? Landed on stage. I think Sergeant missed that L cancel on the stomp. It looked like they were really slow from getting up there to do any sort of follow-up. Noticed this messed up. Well, that is game 1 to Acebox, actually. So, has a lead. That did not happen for Species. Well, Sergeant actually SD'd their first stock as well at like 9% or something like that. It's like 9 or 12, and they just missed a wave dash to ledge. If you're getting this, if you get this far in tournament, it can be pretty hard to like, other than like, you know, you're actually just tired and stuff. You need to be able to like keep up, not get tilted because you're like, oh no, I felt like I was so close, blah blah blah. That Falcon's forward smash just, like the pullback into lean forward, just extends the range so much that it kind of feels dumb trying to punish it. Same with like a Samus F smash. Sergeant's, yeah, moving so fast. Whiffed grab into whiffed rest. I'm surprised that short hop got over Puff F smash. I think that was the in-game crowd cheering for Falcon. Currently up 2 stocks on their counter pick. Yeah, that stomp out of shield, Puff can definitely get away from you with the cross up. Even if you're fast on it, I think Puff can just has that much airspeed. Alright, dies off the side of that rest. Stomp follow-up? No, nothing. Should that have killed? I don't know about that one. That one's a little suspicious DI from Acebox, but Sergeant takes it. I don't think they were living from that. I don't think Falcon could have made it back. But this time we're going to see Acebox's counter pick. They do have Dreamland possible. I don't know if you use that right. Probably use it right away because, you know, if you lose, you can try it again or switch things up. Actually, no. That is not what happens at all. We're going to FOD. Known for whatever reason as Falcon's bad stage, but it's not like going on the stage just instantly makes Falcon bad. not sending all that far yet. Oh, Acebox just air dodges out of that. I mean, I know a lot of puffs like Battlefield. What was that rest supposed to be? Not even sure what that one was aimed at. Well, from what we've seen, I clearly don't think movement is any kind of problem that Sergeant's going to be running into. Again, a whiffed grab into a rest attempt that just doesn't work. Stomp. Auto, what's it called? Auto meteor cancel, maybe, from Acebox. That is a thing Puff can do. But still down his stock right now on Acebox's counterpick.
Great Ghoulie Moogly.
Yeah, I don't think... I'm not sure what that was. Like, I think at that percent, you can just straight up charge an F smash and it'll kill, but either way, Acebox loses game 2, Sergeant up 2-1. I'm not sure what that was about, because I'm pretty sure at that percent, just a charged F smash kills. Like, maybe you can Omsa-tech it if they think Acebox has got that SDI ready to Omsa-tech. Alright, well, let's see if Dreamland probably should come out this time. I do not have Diablo 4. I bought Diablo 3 literally on release at midnight, played it for like 14 hours, and then never played it again because I hated it so much. I gave it as much of an effort as I could, and I just hated it so much. Diablo 2 is easily my most played game ever. Like, I have such a ridiculous amount of hours played in Diablo 2 from like 2002 to 2010. Yeah, it should be 2-1. Alright, looks like my thing has fixed itself. One I played a lot in the 90s. I played Diablo 1 in the 90s, but when Diablo 2 came out, that was just such a good game that I have like 5 or 6 copies of it. It is pretty popular, but I mean, I don't know that many people playing it. I know there are clearly people playing it, but I guess not people in like the melee space playing it. Chazelle, actually, I don't know if you've ever done this. The best way to go back and play Diablo 1 is, in my opinion, playing Diablo 1 on PlayStation in co-op. If like, generally there's no reason to go back to Diablo 1, but if you do that, it can be very fun. Because it changes the game around in just such an odd way. Being like, same screen co-op. You can't run that far away from each other. That's like, if you want to freshen up Diablo 1, that's the way to play it. You do, of course, need another player, but you know. Oh, Ace gets a reverse hit back on stage. I'm surprised that forward air and up air didn't trade. Ace still living. Should be a stock taken here. Yeah. 2 on grands. Nice, Luigi. Who did Bazool play? Bazool played Fox. Bazool is a Peach main, but they do have a Spacey. Honestly, Warpstar, I'm not really sure the best way to find people for that game. All right, Ace could bring this to game 5. Oh my god, and that killed. I think that maybe could have lived with like perfect DI, but you'd have to be ready on that DI. Ace can't get any kind of like setup into an edge guard or anything off that. Oh. Is it time? Time to go to game 5? Or no. Still living. Shazel, I understand what you mean. I am also very passionate about Diablo, but you know, not enough that I'm buying Diablo for. That is it. That is 3-1 for Surgeon over Acebox.
Homies, stock homies, stock homies, stock homies, stock homies, stock homies.
I don't know if that's supposed to be homie stock. Wait, is it homies stock or is it homie stock? Hold on, I thought it was homie stock.
Stock homies.
Nope, never mind. You're correct. It is homies stock.
Stock homies, 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 stock.
Congratulations to Sargent winning SSL 59 gold bracket. GG's. Well played from Acebox. Acebox could have, I think, had that game 4. They weren't able to just like set something up though, which is unfortunate for them, but fortunate for Homies Stock Sargent. Can bring up the bracket here. So first place this week is Surgeon over second place Acebox, third place with the DQ Species, fourth place Rabby. Rabby actually had a really good run here, getting up to loser semis from losers round 1. Fifth Cakestand and Jesus and C9 Gold and Blue. Seventh Tree and Spike. Ninth Curved Fat, Julian, Shazel, and Azure Skies. Yeah, this was a win from winner's side, and we can take a look at silver bracket. Bluigi Floof in first over Bazool, in third Cookie Thief, fourth Olo, fifth Miranda Dabs, and Kazu. Why did your bear reverse? Yeah, that reverse bear was pretty unfortunate to get. Falcon has like just really good airspeed that they were able to get far enough through you to reverse it, I think. That's all that was. You're gonna go play Acebox? Have fun if you're playing Acebox. Do I have anything to shell? Players eligible for it. Tomorrow is level 1 melee if anyone wants to play in that. It's another amateur only tournament. And I am running a bracket this Sunday. It's called Sunday. So anyone wants to enter those two things. The prize pool for Sunday this week is $10 to the winner and maybe $5 to second place, maybe if I can swing it. Thank you everyone who played. I don't have anything else to say or shill. I don't know if anyone's playing melee that I can raid over to. What is going on in melee right now? I don't know like anyone playing right now.
Homies stock.
Yep, the homies stock to win. You know, we're just gonna raid over to whatever tournament this is. Adam's Smash Series 62. It is a Portland tournament. If anyone wants to keep going melee or keep watching melee or just chilling, Go chill over there. I got nothing else to say. Thanks everyone for playing. Be back next week. Join next week too if you couldn't make this week. Bye.